Whoopee wahoo, I missed the train on this one too. So if you haven't heard, ATLUS, and more specifically Sega, had a little leak. A little, just a little drip, a little dribble of information leak out of their internal workings. And that is Persona 3 Remake. Maybe, it might not be real. Keep your expectations in check.
Hey, where you at? Taking a leak?
So I don't really want to show footage here. That's mostly because I don't want to have to take down the video, and there might be legal ramifications if you show stuff like that. I don't really know. But yeah, even if bigger creators are using the footage itself, I really don't want to use it personally. Basically, to sum it up, we got a 10-second clip of some Sonic Frontiers beta footage, potentially Jet Set Radio 3, and the big one, of course, is Yukari from Persona 3 performing an attack inside a full HD Tartarus. This leak is apparently from some behind-closed-doors business thing that Sega was doing in 2021. The place the leak itself originated from is a user on Reset Era. This user also leaked Persona 3, 4, and 5 coming to Game Pass. So the obvious big question is this real? Is this leak real? Is Persona 3 Remake real?
Yes, my eyes can't be fooled.
Putting the leaks themselves aside, there are some factors that contribute to a very high likelihood that Persona 3 Remake does exist. One of which is that ATLUS has been asking about this for a very long time. On their annual surveys, they often asked what remakes people would be interested in, and Persona 3 Remake specifically has been asked about several times in the past few years. P3 was also the top pick by fans for a remake, tied with Persona 2. There also was a discovery for a domain for p3re.jp, which has existed since March. On top of that, it follows the same format as the other Persona domains, basically being P for Persona, the number of the game it's based off of, and then the suffix attached to that game. All of this very heavily points to the potential that Persona 3 Remake and that leak are real. Now we're going to get into some of the points that maybe make it not as real. But I'm gonna be honest with this one, I really don't totally understand it. I don't even know what that means. Fan animation can be often just as impressive as the original, if not more so. Many animators out there are fully capable of recapturing the style and fluidity of Persona. You can doubt it all you want, but I don't think saying it looks fan-made is an argument for or against this leak being real.
What total nonsense.
So I know it sounds like I completely believe that this leak is real, but that's not really true. I firmly believe that it is a matter of time before Persona 3 Remake happens and is announced. It's just likely. That doesn't mean I believe that this leak is real for sure. The thing about leaks is that they're getting more and more difficult to sort out as fake and real, and that means there has to be a layer of skepticism you have whenever you're looking at them. Just because something you want is leaked does not mean it's real, and it's probably in your best interest to instantly believe a leak is fake if it's for something that you want. But I'm sure a lot of people will say that since they've leaked the Game Pass stuff originally, it's very likely the game is real. And I'll say, no, not really. I mean, you can attribute maybe the account deletion to that as well, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. They could easily have gotten that right on a whim, and I'm not saying that they're 100% lying, but I am saying that you need to take leaks with a hint of skepticism, if not a very high amount of skepticism. That doesn't mean insulting the leak, especially if it's real. You never really know who is working on it, but that does mean that you should be wary of what you believe is real 100%.
Well, someone should open it.
And I'll be honest, I'm not a game developer. I don't know a lot of things, especially the internals of things like mobile games. However, if this footage is from 2021, I very much doubt it's for Persona 5X. There are a lot of things the team needs to be working on, including basically everything for the game and its existing assets. There's no reason to create an HD Tartarus, or any of the assets being used here that early if it's for P5X. Yes, there could be a P3 collab down the line, but it wouldn't be a priority right now. It really doesn't make any sense to make that a priority right now anyways, because, they have to work on the actual stuff that's going to be in the main game. Especially if this footage is from 2021, which means that it was made before this video was even shown. There's way more that needs to be done, so I doubt that 2 years ago when this game was in early development, that any of this stuff here would be for P5X.
I'm going to start venting now.
I've seen a few comments talking about the animation inconsistencies, things like clipping, and the bow that's being used in the footage is Hereward's bow, instead of Yukari's bow. Now again, this footage is from 2021, which is 2 years ago. We still don't actually know if P3 Remake is real, and there's a good chance that assets would be reused for early development and then replaced later on. That's just a thing that happens in game development. You'll see it pretty often if you look at any early footage devs get to share of their game. In regards to clipping, that's just a thing that happens even in modern games. And again, this animation is from 2021, so it would get polished up later. So if the clipping was really noticeable, it might just be because it's not ready to be shipped out. You know, this is not a final product you're looking at, and you can't treat it like that either. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't really make any sense to.
For real.
I think I've said this before in another video, but I'll say it again here. I've probably said it in this video too. I firmly believe that Persona 3 Remake is real. I don't think it's ready to launch yet, and it might not be ready for another year. But I do think that ATLUS is working on it. There are some outlets backing the claim that it is real, such as Gematsu, and while I still don't take that as this is 100% real kind of thing, I do believe that it backs up the idea that it is real even a little bit. But to be short and sweet, I do think the leak is probably real, though it may not even be for Persona 3 Remake. It probably is, but who knows? Can never be sure these days. And I know a lot of people want Persona 1 and 2 to be remade, and they fully deserve it, but Persona 3 has high fan demand and an existing market, since there will be people who will buy it, who have played Persona 4 and 5 and see a similar formula there. Whereas Persona 1 and 2 are a little bit different, so ATLUS just needs to figure out how to market that to their fans. Again, not everything is business, and not everything should be business related, but there are some things that are, and they have to be even a little bit. So what do you think of the leaks? Have you not seen them at all? Do you think they're real? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, found it informative, or just useful in any way, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more things JRPG, ATLUS, and Persona related. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.